Hello, everyone. My name is Min. My channel has been inactive for quite a long time, and in light of recent events, I've decided to post a very quick talk with Min, and where I discuss some of my thoughts on the Russian invasion of Ukraine. Now, I originally wanted to make this video around 2 weeks ago when I first saw that the Russians actually invaded Ukraine, but I decided to wait for a little bit just to allow myself to gather my thoughts and to just see what specifically would happen. And I'm very shocked to see how this war has specifically played out. Originally, I knew that the Russians were going to invade Ukraine, but I thought it would just be in a similar way to what they did in Crimea in 2014, where they just moved their troops into the Donetsk and Luhansk regions of Ukraine, completely pushing the Ukrainian army out of those regions and proclaiming two new separatist republics in those regions and holding a front line specifically in those two breakaway republics in order to force Ukraine to have a border conflict issue that would automatically make them unable to join NATO due to that border conflict issue, and giving Zelensky a hard time with the Ukrainian nationalists who would see any sort of Russian invasion of sovereign Ukrainian territory as a sign that their government is weak and that they need a more nationalist leader that's willing to confront Russia head on. But yet Putin seems to have completely lost his mind, doing a full invasion of all of Ukraine, striking from Belarus and Crimea and those two breakaway republics, seeming to, at least originally, try to do some sort of shock and awe lightning strike campaign where he was able to take control of Kiev within 48 hours and force a complete and utter capitulation of the Ukrainian military by taking the capital, either killing Zelensky or taking him hostage, and causing the Ukrainian people to lose their will to fight and simply submit to some sort of puppet government set up by the Russians. However, the past 2 weeks have seen that the Russians utterly failed to properly plan for this invasion, including not having the proper logistics system set up for the invasion, failing to actually make themselves self-sufficient with their smart bombs and precision bomb technology. The reason I say this is because this may not be known to a lot of people, but the Russian military used American and British satellites for many of their precision guided bombs and munitions and stuff like that. And obviously, as soon as we heard that the Russians invaded Ukraine, we're going to kick them out of their systems. So, although this does not justify their bombing of civilians, the Russians may actually be trying to target legitimate military targets, but since their smart bombs are no longer smart anymore, they're basically dumbfire bombs, and you add in dumbfire bombs and human error, and you're going to have people making very tragic mistakes. But I don't think that this is the only thing that's happening. I do honestly, in my heart, believe that in the case of the rocket strikes and the artillery strikes, they are bombing civilians intentionally. They definitely are. They're not just trying to hide it anymore. And the reason I say this is because it seems like Putin is getting increasingly frustrated with the failure of his military and the fact that Zelensky is showing a remarkable degree of courage and strength in these trying times and telling his people to resist the Russian invaders. And also the fact that the Russian military is being embarrassed right now on the international stage. Just a quick sidebar here. I used to think that the Russian military was a bit of a capable fighting force now. You know, they had grown from the complete joke of a military they were when they invaded Grozny in 94, I'm going to say. They invaded Grozny. And the complete and utter hilarity that ensued when they attempted to invade Georgia in 2008. But I thought, they've had time. A lot of those commanders in the Kremlin and stuff like that saw those failures and were going to, whip their troops into tip top shape, and they weren't going to embarrass themselves. Oof. Oof. Boy, was I wrong, because they've been embarrassing themselves these past couple of weeks. But even with embarrassing themselves, they've still been causing a horrific degree of human suffering and just a remarkable degree of destruction to some beautiful cities and a beautiful country. The only thing that I'll say before I end out this video is that I think it's very important that if you want to watch the news about this war and stay up to date about this war, if you're in the United States, please do not watch American media coverage of this war. In my opinion, they're not doing a good enough job of properly covering this war and asking those hard-hitting questions of the experts that they have while they're talking to them. If you want to learn about this war, please, please, please look at media coverage from the German broadcasting service known as DW. Not only do they offer a very unbiased view of the war, but they also have experts on there that are very knowledgeable, and the anchors of DW do a very phenomenal job of asking the hard-hitting questions from these experts and really helping the viewer critically think about some of the things that are happening in this war right now. I'll probably make a more organized video once I've had a bit more time to fully digest this, including giving some reasons as to why the Russians invaded Ukraine. Although I want to make it completely clear, that video will not in any way, shape, or form offer any sort of justification for that war, but understanding of why this is all happening. And yeah, I'm just still very shocked at some of the news I'm seeing right now, even in the fact that this video is currently being recorded on the 12th of March. But I've noticed that the Russians have almost completely encircled Kiev, and they're actually beginning to indiscriminately launch artillery strikes on the civilian population of the city. In the coming days and weeks, we may see Kiev become a shattered city just like Grozny. And if you don't know what happened to Grozny, please research Grozny First Chechen War, and you'll see why I'm a little upset to even think that this is about to happen, and the fact that not all of those civilians have been able to successfully escape the city yet. But for now, this has just been a very, very quick talk with Min. If you like what you heard today, please leave a like, subscribe. I'll try to post more videos as soon as I can, and also leave your comments down below on what you think as well. I do enjoy reading people's comments and seeing what other people have to think. But thank you for listening, and have yourself a good day. Bye bye now.